Hello and welcome to another episode of Paving the Way podcast. I'm Seth Amoa, aka SA. I'm here with Kenny Jean Louis, also known as KJL. Today we're here with Montreal's very own, one of the how you say this, I like to call him the Draymond Green because the way he talks a lot, yeah, but he's got to put some numbers. He put up big numbers back in the day, playing at Northern Michigan University. But we'll get more into that, So please give it up for Ricky Volcy.
Thank you, fellas. Thank you, man. Thanks for having me.
Yeah.
First of all, thanks for having me on Paving the Way, and thanks for inviting me. And first of all, before anything, I just want to shed light on the work you guys are doing, and shout out to my moms behind. Yeah, man. So I just want to shed light on the work that you guys are doing, and I really love the fact that you guys are putting players in the forefront, having interviews with old and new players to get perspective. But the thing that I think is the most dope of all is the love that's around all these interviews and everything, the question, and you're really getting the source and the feel out of everyone that's coming on the show. And I think it's very good for the city. Anything that's positive that anyone is doing towards basketball for the city, it's a big up, man. So all respect to you both, man. Real talk.
Merci. It means a lot. So, désolé. Merci d'avoir accepté l'invitation directement. Je t'envoie un message puis t'as accepté. On était contents.
Sure.
Donc, on a commencé l'épisode. Moi puis Seth, on s'est assis puis on s'est dit, qui doit être dans Paving the Way. Ton nom a sorti directement. So, c'était juste une question de temps avant que...
Appreciate that, man. Appreciate that. Really.
Mais la première question qu'on demande à tout le monde, c'est quand le love pour le basket a commencé pour toi? C'est où?
Man, le love pour le basket a commencé très, très tôt pour moi, même parce que, tu sais, moi, déjà, je suis le plus jeune de trois, J'ai mon grand frère Yves Michel. Ensuite, j'ai mon grand frère Marco aussi, qui est connu dans le monde du basket. Puis après, il y avait moi. So, étant le dernier de trois, c'était tout le temps, whatever my brothers are doing, je vais faire aussi, Fait que quand mon grand frère a introduit un peu le basket dans la maison, ben c'était tout de suite, c'était voici le sport qu'on veut faire, parce que c'était mon grand frère. Bon, là, mon grand frère n'a pas été quelqu'un qui a resté avec le basket vraiment longtemps. Je pense il est allé à Bois de Boulogne dans le temps, il a fait une pratique. Après ça, il a dit, yo, what is this suicide? Il a dit, c'est pas pour moi. Il a dit, mais tu sais, ensuite, il y a Marco, mon grand frère, qui est connu aussi dans le monde du basket, avec qui j'ai allé à l'université, avec qui j'ai joué. That's my Cody, Fait que Marco, lui, a joué. Il a fait le parcours que moi, j'ai suivi après lui. Puis, seeing your brother and seeing all the older guys play, and then you watch, et puis soit là, t'essayes et tout. Fait que the love was there from the minute that I saw my brothers, and they were like, yo, it's your turn, you shoot. I could shoot? All right. So after the first shot, my brothers liked it. They approved. It was a wrap. Puis since then, it never stopped.
Being the youngest, I guess the three brothers, like you said, Marco was, you looked up to him a lot. Did you feel any pressure? Did you think, you had to be better than him, or you're like, you know what?
That started early because, yes, I always felt not pressure, but it was always a loving competition, which means I always looked up to Marco, So Marco was in the game, so I always looked up. And being the younger brother, I constantly heard your brother's pretty good. But I'm always searching for this validation that I always got from my family. But, it was trying to get it from everybody around, everybody else. And then if I go a little bit deeper in this question, my oldest brother is someone that's very known in the educational field, in the education field. So you know, now he's how do you call it, say that I'll say it in French, il est directeur général de la commission scolaire de Laval, which means, you know, he's the director of the whole school district in Laval. So his thing was education. Then came my brother Marco that was good in basketball, but he was also a musician, right? So him being a musician and a basketball player, he was always kind of torn between the two. Basketball was pulling him in, and so was music. But I knew, being in the house with him all my life, that music was kind of his thing. So when basketball came into my life and started to be something real, I was like, okay, I have to make sure that I get my thing. What's gonna be my thing? And that's when I could say, like, the pressure kind of came in, and that's when I said, okay, if I'm gonna do this, I gotta do this for real, because that's gotta be my stuff. You know, Eva's in the education, Marco's in the basketball, but you know, I think he's the GOAT in music. And now what's my thing? So that's when I was like, okay, if we're gonna have some type of pressure put on my shoulder, then I have to make sure that I'm the best at this basketball thing. So that's kind of like the pressure and the competition stuff started, but never in the competition. It's all love between I love my brothers, man. My brothers are my idols, man. So, you know, but it took me a minute to be able to say that today it's no competition. But it took me all my life.
Puis ta première équipe, c'était quoi, au primaire, secondaire? Tu peux parler un peu de ton parcours?
Ouais. Fait que, tu sais, ma première équipe, déjà, moi, je suis un gars de Saint-François à Laval. Fait que, tu sais, j'ai grandi à SF. J'ai joué pour l'équipe de Saint-François au Benjamin 2A. Mini, pardon. J'ai vraiment fait le parcours, tu sais, le parcours qu'on voit un peu, qu'on entend parler, mais je sais que maintenant, les choses sont un peu différentes. Mais en tout cas, moi, j'ai vraiment fait le parcours au complet, là. J'ai fait Mini à Saint-François avec Irvin Pierre, shout out to Irvin Pierre qui est avec Nobel de Laval maintenant, il est un des pionniers à Laval, so big shout out to Irvin, j'ai fait Mini avec lui, ensuite j'ai fait Benjamin à Saint-François, après j'ai fait Nobel qui était Nobel Benjamin 3A, ensuite j'ai fait Cadet 2A Nobel encore. J'ai fait une année juvénile 2A. Fait que j'ai joué cadet 2A. J'ai joué cadet juvénile 2A. Ensuite, j'ai fait juvénile 3 Nobel, tout à Nobel. Donc, après Benjamin 2A, tout mon cadet juvénile, ça s'est fait à Laval. Ensuite, je suis allé à Montmorency. Et quand j'ai fini à Montmorency, j'ai fait 3 ans à Momo. J'aurais pu jouer une 4e année. Et puis après la 4e année, j'ai décidé d'aller à Laurenburg Prep. Où est-ce que Pascal m'a envoyé. Pascal, big shout out à Pascal Jobin aussi, pioneer, you know, a guy that I owe a lot to. A lot of Montreal ballers owe a lot to Pascal. They might not say it, but trust me, a lot of people owe to Pascal. So big shout out to Pascal. Send me there with my man Mark Daniel, probably the best shooter in Canada, top 2 in Canada, shooter in Canada, probably best shooter in Montreal que j'ai vu ever, Mark Daniel. J'étais avec lui à Laurenburg, and then from there I went to Northern Michigan, and then I played.
Okay, so if you don't mind me asking, why did you choose to go to Momo?
I went to Momo because my brother went to Momo.
Okay.
Because when I was done my juvenile year, I had spoken only to Olga, who kind of came to see me at the end. And because I was under the radar. I was really a guy under the radar when I was juvenile AAA. Claude Delma was actually the best player on our team. I thought he was the best player of our class. And then I was under the radar. And that summer, I went to try out for the Quebec team. So I was an 82. But I made the team with the 81 and 80 guys. So I was one of the last cuts with Keder Hippolyte. So that summer, Olga saw me and she was like, yo, what's good? Like, where are you going? What you doing? I was like, well, you know, I don't have really no offer yet and stuff. So what's up? She was like, okay, I'm going to talk to you by the end of the summer. And then during the summer, Guy Parizeau was working with the program. And that's where he came to talk to me like, hey, your brother came to me, so you're going to have to come to me. And then that's where I wanted to go initially. And when he saw me play that summer, he was like, oh, okay, je pense que this is something special with this one, so I'm going to take him. So I ended up going to Momo.
Okay.
Kind of like always kind of wanted to follow my brother's footstep too, you know. I think that in my days, that was kind of like the thing too. If your brother went there, you went there, you know, and such and such and such. You know?
Okay.
At that time, who was the best player at that time? Comme quand tu étais au cégep, c'était qui les meilleurs joueurs? Puis c'était qui les rivals aussi?
Nous, but definitely, nous, Momo, c'était nos rivals, c'était definitely Dawson. You know, puis je peux te dire, moi, ma première année que j'étais arrivé, il y avait Charles Fortier qui jouait avec moi, qui était an incredible player. Charles is one of the top. I learned a lot avec Charles aussi. Il y avait Manix, of course, à Dawson. Il y avait Eugene Ambrose qui était là. Il y avait Luns qui était à Vanier. Who else, man? Il y avait Dido Chiboui qui avait joué avec moi. Il y avait tous les gars de my class, I think, that, you know, we kind of took over when these guys left. Parce que tous ces gars-là que je t'ai nommés, c'était leur dernière année à ma première année. So, Keder, Keder Hippolyte, David Noël, Joël Casseus, Mario Joseph, The Originator, myself. Après ça m'énerve. Every team, là, était quand même assez équilibré. T'avais à Champlain Mohamed Achad, qui était an incredible player. I don't know if you guys ever saw Mohamed Achad.
Yeah, I saw
but Jesus Christ, man, ce gars-là était vraiment solide. Bernard Côté, qui était là aussi, je peux lui donner un bon shout-out. Puis c'est ça, man. You know, c'était basically ça, les équipes. Il y avait Vanier, Vanier était solide aussi, avec Thierry qui était là aussi ces années-là, Mustapha El Zanadi qui était là, puis qui était un incredible shooter, tu pouvais pas le laisser open, aussi dans ses bâtons. Puis c'est ça, man. These are all the guys that dans Cégep qui étaient là at the time when I was there.
So going from, like you said, you were really under the radar, right? And you just got picked last minute to go play for Momo. So were you a little bit like nervous, scared, knowing that, you're like, oh, damn, now I'm playing in the collegiate level with all these guys, against all these guys?
I think because what happened is when I was transitioning from high school to CEGEP, I also started playing with my team, my guys, best known as the Diamond Ballers, you know, which was the street team, you know, consisted of myself, my brother, Yule, my man Rubens, Claude. So, you know, I was already playing all these guys at the rec. We used to go to the rec, and these were probably the best days, the best basketball days of my life. We used to play at the rec all the time. So I played a lot of these guys at the rec. And at the rec, we were dominating. So when I got to CEGEP, I wasn't really scared or under pressure. I was just like, all right, man, whatever I do against these guys when I'm in Côte des Neiges and when I'm on Côte Saint-Luc, and right next to Villa Maria Metro, whatever we do in that gym, I'm just going to have to do now with that team. That's it. You know, so the pressure, I never felt really pressure. Wasn't really scared because I was used to playing tougher competition all the time, you know? So when I left the NBL, well, at that time, what was it called, the NBL? I think it was. When I left the Nobel de Laval to go to CEGEP, you know, and that summer I played most of these guys on the Quebec team. Like all the stars were there, all the guys, there's Charles, Luns, Eugene, they were all there, and I was holding my own. So I was like, when I get on my team, I just got to do the same thing.
Puis tu faisais quoi pour t'améliorer à chaque année, chaque été? C'était quoi? Tu work out? C'était juste le parc? C'était quoi? Tu faisais quoi pour t'améliorer?
Yo, Ça, c'est une excellente... Ça, là, c'est une bonne question où je vais te donner une bonne vérité, mon gars. OK? Growing up, là, unfortunately, je peux pas te dire, I will not lie and say, yo, I was in the gym all the time, taking 1,000,000, trillion shots, doing all these workouts with the cones. I wasn't doing that, bro. I was just hooping. Tu veux savoir comment je m'améliorais? I was hooping. I would wake up in the morning during the summer. You'll call me. Yo, il y a un basket à tel endroit. Word, on y va. Oh, yo, il y a un autre basket à tel endroit. Word, on y va. Il y a un basket à tel endroit. Word, on y va. On va au rec à la fin. So, des fois, avant d'aller au rec, j'ai eu le temps d'aller jouer à 2 autres endroits. Et ensuite, je vais jouer au rec. Right? Puis après ça, meanwhile, during the summer, j'ai toujours l'équipe du Québec. So, à la minute que je suis rentré au cégep, j'ai toujours fait l'équipe du Québec à chaque année. So, j'avais mon basket structuré avec les meilleurs de la province, right? Où est-ce qu'il y avait, notre équipe était constituée de gars, on était tous les rookies du cégep. Fait que I would ball against these guys in practice every day, which was Lions Den, bro. C'était the practice, some of the best practices I've ever been in, parce que c'était vraiment compétitif. And then, de l'équipe du Québec, I would go au parc. J'arrivais au parc à Saint-François, qui avait tout le temps les solides de mon quartier, que je savais que, OK, I might be better technically, but mentally, these guys are savages. So I have to bring my game all the time. I can't never breathe. I can't never take a minute off, because God forbid that the guy that made the Quebec team va au parc et puis il se fait battre par the guys that don't do that. You know, so that was a mental part that always had to be on all the time. Even to this day, when I go play ball, I'm like, no. I can't lose, because moi, je suis Ricky qui a fait ci, qui a fait ça. Si je perds, then I'm putting myself in a position where on va talk shit. So, je peux pas, you know? Fait que, tu sais, c'est la même chose. C'est que ça a commencé early. Fait que, tu sais, à force d'aller jouer à différents endroits contre différentes compétitions, then j'ai pas le choix de get better. I have no choice to get better. You know? Fait que, puis oui, il y a quand même eu des moments où est-ce que, OK, now, on n'a rien aujourd'hui, well, you know, let's go shoot. Mais on n'avait pas accès à un gym. So if we go shoot, c'est au parc. Everything was self-sufficient. We didn't ask for nothing. Nothing was never, ever given. We grinded for everything. Tu comprends? Puis c'est pendant nos temps avec pendant notre temps avec nos équipes that we kind of learned to, oh, okay, yo, let's shoot 10 from this spot, 10 from this spot, and then do it over and over and over again, you know? So that was late I've learned about that.
Donc tu penses quoi des jeunes maintenant qu'ils sont comme, je vais pas aller au parc, je vais pas jouer contre des gars qui sont pas dans les équipes, puis qui font juste workout. Toi, tu trouves, est-ce qu'il devrait avoir une balance ou c'est meilleur maintenant, c'est meilleur avant? Comme, qu'est-ce que t'en penses?
Je pense que tu as dit le mot-clé. Le mot-clé, c'est une balance. You know? Je peux pas te dire, va juste jouer dans tous les parcs against horrible competition. Je peux pas te dire ça, mais non. You can do both. Tu peux, par contre, dans une journée, faire des workouts where you shoot and you do all types of stuff with your trainer, and then go play at the park. Mais quand tu vas jouer, when you go play in the park, play with a purpose. You know? You already know that you kind of better than these guys because you play at a certain level, you play with a certain type of d'encadrement, right? Fait que ça, tu le sais que tu as ça déjà. Par contre, aujourd'hui, tu as pratiqué ton dribble step back. So when you go play at the park, practice your dribble step back. You know what I mean? Mais je pense que il faut que tu ailles jouer au parc. Il faut que tu ailles jouer au parc parce que le parc t'amène à quelque chose qu'il n'y a pas dans le gym.
Ouais.
T'amène quelque chose qu'il n'y a pas dans le gym. C'est pas nécessairement technical, mais mentally, you're going to become stronger because you're playing against guys that have absolutely nothing to lose. So how do you win against a guy that has nothing to lose? Against a guy that will foul you to hurt you. You got to be smarter, you know? So you learn how to do all types of things. You learn how to develop all types of intangibles in your game. Puis ça, c'est important. Fait que tu dois avoir une balance des deux. Tu peux pas, I don't think que tu peux juste être dans le gym, puis rien faire, puis jamais jouer. You know? Peut-être quand tu arrives à un certain niveau, et même là. But when you're young, puis tu es en développement, tu dois vouloir aussi jouer contre des gars qui sont plus forts, contre des gars qui ont de l'expérience, puis des gars qui sont physiquement, ils vont te bousculer, and mentally, ils vont te challenger. C'est ça que tu veux. Tu sais, parce que toi-même, Kenny, Seth, both of you played ball. You've seen dudes in practice against the air shoot 10 out of 10. And then you put a referee, tu mets un enjeu, then tu mets un enjeu, tu mets un arbitre, and then 10 out of 10 turn into 1 out of 12. How come? Tu comprends? Fait que tu dois vouloir il faut apprendre à être confortable avec l'inconfortable. You know? Learn how to be comfortable with the uncomfortable.
So where did you develop that Ricky mentality, you know? Because every time people play against you, they know what's expected. So where did that come from?
That started in my household, man. In my household. My brothers. I owe a lot, if not everything, to my brothers. Bro, at my house, it started with the Atari. We playing Pac-Man. You know, if you lose, give the remote. Yeah, ain't no time for crying, ain't no time for nothing. Then it went from the Atari to the Nintendo. So if you don't win, you pass the controller. You know, you pass the control. So now something kind of like develops inside of you when it's everything. It becomes everything with my brothers. It's you gotta be strong mentally with everything. With now we're gonna play cards. If we play cards, it's one thing. If we play cards, you gotta win. You don't win, they're gonna let you know. They're gonna let me know. And then if we play the video games, if I don't win, they're gonna let me know. So at one point, I'm like, no. You gotta become stronger here because qu'est-ce que j'ai compris? What I understood is that I've played against these guys so much, then I'm as good as them, but I just don't know it yet. And then they talk smack, they do this, they do stuff to kind of like mess with my mental, and then I end up losing the game. So once I took this and I brought it everywhere I went, I just got on getting a little bit stronger mentally and stronger mentally and stronger and stronger and stronger. And that's just turned me into the guy that I am today, you know? Like, it's just inside of me because of my brothers, man. They were like, no. Ain't no one and nothing can tell you that you can't achieve something. Yeah. Not me, not Marco, not Eve, no, nothing. You just got to work and you got to be the best. Don't be average. And that's it, man. I think I try to be like that when I play ball. Sometimes a little bit too much, but shit, I like to win. It's about winning, bro. That's what it's about.
Do whatever you can.
It's about winning.
Une autre question qu'on aimerait savoir, c'est à quel moment tu t'es dit, tu sais quoi, je peux jouer universitaire, je peux jouer pro. À quel moment tu es plus sérieux, genre?
Ça, c'est définitivement arrivé au cégep. Arrivé au cégep à ma dernière année, right? Parce que moi, je suis quelqu'un qui a négligé mon cégep. Et qu'est-ce que je veux dire par négliger mon cégep? Le basket n'a jamais été un problème. But I've let down my team bunch of times parce que j'ai coulé des cours. Puis quand tu coules des cours, ben, tu peux pas jouer. Fait que, tu sais, ma première année, même je réussis ma première session, je coule la deuxième. Sur la deuxième année, je passe la première session, je coule la deuxième. Troisième année, je réussis ma première session. Ben là, je réussis l'année au complet, but là, c'est la troisième année que je joue. Et quand je suis rentré en janvier à ma troisième année, en ayant joué avec Diamond Baller all the time, puis en ayant fait tous différents tournois, en ayant voyagé avec mes gars, puis ayant été aux States, on gagne des tournois, on finit deuxième, on finit premier, on joue contre un tel ici avec l'équipe du Québec, on gagne, on va au Beast of the East, on gagne, on va à New Jersey, on gagne. Fait que là, on va à plein d'endroits, puis on n'arrête pas de gagner. Fait que là, je me dis à ma dernière année, OK, I'm gonna do this Egypt thing, mais après ça, là, je suis comme, yo, there's no way que le basket is not going to be my thing. Tu comprends? Puis après ma dernière année cégep, c'est là que j'avais pas d'offres parce que j'avais des offres, mais pas des offres intéressantes que je voulais. Nothing that I wanted at all. So c'est là que je me suis dit, attends une minute, là, yo, I don't want to play a fourth year. Parce que dans mon temps, guys came to CEGEP, it was 3 years max, and then you're gone. So I didn't want to be the guy to play the fourth year. Even though there's guys that do that, and there's absolutely nothing wrong. PC, I had to do it again, I would think it over before I say, no, I'm not going to do. I'm not going to say that if I had to do it again, I would play a fourth year, but my thought process would be different. But at that time, I didn't want to play a fourth year. That's when I got in touch with Pascal. Puis j'ai dit à Pascal, I don't want to play a fourth year in CEGEP. Some of my guys are already leaving to go play in the States. I want to be a guy that go play in the States too. So Pascal, that's when he brought up the prep school option. Puis il m'a dit, Ricky, tu peux aller, il y a un prep school que je connais, j'ai déjà envoyé Marc Daniel, je pourrais t'envoyer aussi. And it's one of the great, best programs in prep schools right now. Vas-y, et puis fais un peu tes recherches, puis je peux t'envoyer là-bas, puis and then you go see, va te chercher des offres. And that's when I went over there. Actually, we ended up being national champs. On a gagné le prep school championship. And when I got there and I played with a bunch of guys that had already had D1 offers going to UConn, LSU, Utah, Boston College, j'avais Virginia, Texas A&M, paquet de gars qui allaient déjà dans des programmes, j'étais comme get. Mais pourtant, moi dans cette équipe-là, je start. What's going on? Fait que là, it really started to sink in, like, j'ai une place dans ce truc de basket-là. And then that's when I took my decision to go play at Northern Michigan. Mais avant, quand je suis allé à Laurenburg, j'ai eu des offres. J'ai eu des offres de UConn, j'ai eu des offres de Boston College, j'ai eu des offres de Gonzaga. Mais at that time, I was 20 years old. I was going to turn, I was 20 years old.
Okay.
Puis j'étais comme, yo, you know, all these teams are offering me to come to their schools, but they want me to redshirt. Puis j'étais comme, I don't want to redshirt at 20 years old, blah, 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 not knowing nothing about what redshirt was. Moi, quand j'ai entendu redshirt, j'étais comme, ben redshirt, je vais être obligé de m'asseoir, pratiquer, mais je peux pas jouer. Je vais pas. But I was uneducated about the subject. I didn't know. Fait que là, j'étais comme, no, I don't want to take these no offers, Et puis, j'ai décidé d'aller à Northern Michigan, the best decision I ever took. Et puis, that's when I knew after that. When I got there, it was the seal that I knew that I could play, you know, high-level basketball.
So I'm guessing you went to Northern Michigan. I know your brother went there, right, Marco? So going there and playing with him, how was that?
Precious. Dream come true. Childhood dream. All the positive intangibles, all the positive words, all the positive feelings you can think of, you could all put them in the box, and that's what it was playing with my brother. You know, one of the toughest part about being away, and I think both of you could testify to that, is being by yourself.
Yeah.
You know, far from home, far from your family, far from what you know. Now, not only did I play with my brother, but I played with two of my great friends, which was David Noel and Keter Hippolyte, which I played with both of them in the Quebec team, and we've known each other from the days that we were playing in high school. But playing over there with my brother, it's like, you know, it's like having home away from home, you know, having a safety net, someone that I could always fall on whenever I'm feeling this, I'm happy, I'm unhappy, I'm this, I'm unsure, I'm sure. You know, there's someone that's always going to be there to guide me, and it's my big brother, you know. So if it was my younger brother, I don't know, I would have probably felt the same way, but I was the youngest in that situation. But playing there with my brother, it's an incredible experience. And if I had to do it again, I would do it 6 times again.
Mm-hmm. You know? I know for a fact that you had a really great career at NMU. You know, and of course, congratulations! You were inducted into the Northern Michigan University Hall of Fame. So that's big. So how does that feel, knowing that you're there? Your place in that school is solidified forever.
Man, it means everything, man. Because I'm being true with you guys, and whoever's gonna watch this. Like, I've never ever thought that a kid from Saint Francois was gonna make it to the Hall of Fame in a school in the States, bro. Like, it's an incredible feeling. And I do know one thing, though, is that when I was there, I did not cheat the time. I put in the time, I put in the work. When it was time to go to work, I went to work. You know, I've made some mistakes. I'm not gonna say I made no mistakes. I did make mistakes, but when it was time to go to work, I went to work. J'ai mis des bouchées doubles, comme on dit, des bouchées triples. You know, my desire to leave my mark, my desire to make sure that when I left that place, they were gonna know Ricky Volcy. They were gonna know that this guy, you know, for these 4 years, he did something. You know, he made it fun. He made it relevant. He made it something. And that was, you know, then when they called me to say, you know, Rick, we're going to induct you into the Hall of Fame, and you were first ballot. I didn't even know what first, second, third ballot was. I heard it all my life with the NBA. I didn't even know what it was. When they told me, Rick, you were first ballot, I went on the internet, searched what is first ballot for a Hall of Fame. And then when I knew that, I was like, man, and what really made it something extra special is to know that I could maybe inspire kids from home, you know? And I knew at that point that, now whenever I tell a kid, hey, if I made it, man, you can't make it. You know, we hear that all the time. If I made it, you can't make it. But bro, I was really from your neighborhood, bro. Like, you could literally make it, you know? And to know that I have some sort of credibility when I say that to the kids means the world, man.
C'est ça.
Puis, si tu peux parler un peu de ta carrière pro, comme ta première année maintenant, qu'est-ce que tu fais présentement?
Ouais, fait que tu sais, ma première année pro, fait qu'après Northern, ma dernière année à Northern, c'était, tu sais, j'étais Division 2. Fait que c'était quelque chose de quand même, là, dans ma tête, j'étais comme Division 2, tu sais, I gotta do something special pour être sûr que, justement, j'ai un agent ou quelqu'un qui vienne me parler. Parce que mon coach m'avait dit ça. Mon coach m'a dit, Ricky, it's your last year. You know, it's a year for your future. Fait que, tu sais, going into that year, j'étais comme, I was focused. Puis je te le dis, là, dans ma tête, j'étais comme, I have to be a player of the year in the conference. C'était ça mon truc. Parce que je me dis, si je suis player of the year in the conference Division 2, then quelqu'un va venir me checker, un agent va me parler. And long story short, I put in the work extra that year. I ended up not only being the player of the year of the conference, I was player of the year in the region, and then I was an All-American. So aussi, c'est un autre truc, you know, just like you said, Seth is going to be solidified forever, and my All-American status is going to be solidified forever as well. Fait que là, quand l'année a fini, j'étais pas sûr what was going to happen. Et puis, one day, man, j'ai fini un cours, mon dernier cours de biologie à l'université. Je reçois un appel d'un agent. Hey, I've seen what you do. Da, 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 da. I think we could do something. You know, we want to sign with you, da, 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 with our agency, and then we'll see. J'étais comme, ah, cool. Fait que j'ai fait des recherches sur le agency. Puis là, j'étais comme, you know what? hey, you don't have that many clients. Je vois que par contre, all the clients you have, they have a steady place to play every year. Mm-hmm. Hey, I'm down. I signed with the guy, Tasm Globals. Shout out to Daryl Richard, my first agent. Et puis après ça, called me during the summer. Il m'a dit, oh, you got a place to go to Spain. Fait que j'étais comme, nice, Spain. Solide, man. Solide, nice. So, je signe to go to Spain en Leb Or. C'est là que Chris Joe est en train de jouer en ce moment. Shout out to Chris Joe, man. That's my Cody too. Et puis, je suis allé à Gandia, Valencia, qui était à peu près à, je te dirais, à 20 minutes de Valence. Et puis, probably one of the best experiences in my life. But the most important, parce que c'est l'année qui taught me everything. It taught me everything that, you know, being pro is not that easy. Tu sais, j'étais arrivé professionnel, puis j'étais comme, OK, là, je suis en Espagne. Nanana. Quand j'étais arrivé, je suis sorti de l'avion, on est venu me chercher, on m'a déposé à mon appartement, they show me around. Et puis là, il faut que je me débrouille. I have to do everything. OK, fait que I see someone. Hey, can you point me to the nearest papa anglais? Je suis comme, what do you mean? What do you mean you don't speak English? It's impossible. You don't speak English? It's impossible. No, man, nobody speaks English here. So shout out to my pops for buying me right before I got on the plane, right before I went to security. He went to relay at the airport. He bought me a little dictionary. He said, yeah, there's a couple of sentences that you could tell people when you're there. So I had for a month, the first month, I had my book like this, like, comment está para... Je sais pas parler, je suis comme... So, basketball, never a problem. Go play ball, but then I had to navigate throughout the city. I didn't know what, nobody speaks English. And after the last preseason game, I got hurt, tore my meniscus. So now, since it happened on the court, in the contract, it says if something happens on the court, you could either go back home and we'll pay you all your money, which the teams never want to do, or you stay here, you do your surgery and you do your rehab and everything, and then so on for so on. So that happened. I got hurt, did my surgery, didn't know how to speak no Spanish. So thank God my wife is Spanish. She flew over. She came help me out. You know, she's Latina. She's not Spanish. Yeah, I got to clarify that. You know, so she came, flew her out, came, held me down, and then learned a lot, man. Learned that a check is not promised. Mm-hmm. You know, they were trying to rush me back. Hey, come back. Because now they have to pay two guys. They're paying the guy that replaces me while I'm injured, and they're paying me. Yeah. So they're like, hey, you seem okay. Come back and play. I'm like, no. I'm not ready yet. No. Come back and play. And shout out to Shea Williams and Jaime Patterson. These was my OGs when I was there. And they told me, oh, Rick, no, man, don't come back. If you come back and you're not ready, they're going to send you home, man. So I waited. When I got back, played my first game, was scared to land. And then they were like, Rick, you can have 2 bad games. And then after that, I went on, did my thing. That was my first year. So the year that taught me everything. Okay. Then from there, I went to Hungary, played a stunt in Hungary for like 4 months. And then team had financial problems. So from Hungary, I went to Switzerland, which became kind of like my second house. I mean, you know, Switzerland, shout out to Monte. Monte taught me a lot. Shout out to Herman Alston that played with me. OG over there too. Went there for 2 years. Came back home. When I came back home, the Canadian League was starting, right? The first year of the Canadian League. So I went to play the NBL. I went to play with the Quebec Cavs from like October. It started early when I played there. From October to March. Then when March got done, I went back to France. So when I played France for like 2 months, came back to the crib, then went back to France, played in Quimper the whole year, came back. Then I didn't know what I wanted to do yet because my daughter was born. And when my daughter was born, this is when all the feelings kind of like changed for me, because I had a different priority, but still motivated to play. She was always, my family's always been my motivation to play. So spoke with my agent. He was like, Rick, just come back, man. Come back. You have a chance to go play again. Come back. So I went back to Switzerland, played in Nyon, did pretty good in Nyon, then came back home, played 2 more years in the Canadian League to be closer to my family, because meanwhile I had another child. And then that was after my second year, I was like, okay, I think I'm done. But I still wanted to play. You know, even when you say you're done and you retire, you're like, no, man, that's all I know. Because think about it, from 19 years old to 34 to 33, that's all I did.
That's all you did, huh?
I wasn't even Montreal. From 19 to 33, I've never been in Montreal for the whole year. I was in Montreal only in the summer. Even when I was going to New York with my girl to go see my family and to shop, the guy was like, yo, you're not a Canadian citizen right now, because you're always traveling. Like, I was like, I didn't know. I was like, listen, man, no beef. I want no beef. I just want to go to Woodbury, Jamaica, go see my family, get me a couple of J's, come back, you know. But that's what it was, man. So my career, man, you know, it was pretty good. Pretty good career as far as playing basketball. And then when I was done with that, I had to find something to do with basketball again, because I tried the regular 9-to-5 stuff where I went in how do you call that? I went on a training for the calling, the telemarketing stuff. After 5 minutes, I got up. I'm out. I was like, where you going? Yo, I'm out. This is not for me, bro. I'm out. This is not for me. No disrespect, but this is not for me. And then, you know, I was talking to my older brother, and he said, you know, there's different branches in basketball. You know, and my girlfriend was telling me the same thing. She was like, there's different branches. Basketball is a global thing. You know, now your playing branch might be done, mais là, tu peux faire différentes branches. Il y a différentes branches. Le basket, c'est ça. Ta branche de jouer, t'as fini. Tu peux faire une branche d'arbitre. Tu peux faire une branche de GM. Tu peux faire une branche de coach. Puis là, quand elle m'a dit la branche de coach, j'étais comme, oh, coaching. You know, I like to coach. You know, je travaillais dans Trevor Camp pendant les étés, so je savais c'était quoi travailler avec les kids and coaching kids. I knew what it was. J'avais déjà fait aussi dans les pays où j'ai travaillé, dans les pays où j'ai joué. Fait que j'étais comme, oh man, let me go into that branch. Et puis j'ai appelé Wayne. J'étais comme, Wayne, what's good? Il m'a dit, Rick, I was thinking about you. Et puis, from there, ça fait 5 ans là que je travaille avec Dawson. Et puis, you know, j'apprends beaucoup. Puis on s'épanouit là-dedans. Hein. You know, now I'm in this branch. Je suis dans la branche aussi à l'école où est-ce que je suis comme CEO of kind of like a program at a school that I work at. You know, et puis c'est ça, mais il y a différentes branches dans le basket, puis c'est dans ça que je suis aujourd'hui. Et puis je suis content d'être capable de faire un full check with what I'm great at, you know. Puis c'est ça qui est difficile des fois. You know, your passion and your love is in something, but you got to put food on your table, you got to pay your bills, so you're forced to do something that you don't like. But I'm fortunate enough today, même dans cette période de pandémie, de COVID et tout, de pouvoir travailler dans quelque chose que j'aime, quelque chose qui me passionne, puis c'est le basket.
That's
You
what's
know?
up.
So I'm really lucky to be able to do that.
That's what's up for real. That's what it's about, right? Playing basketball and now giving back, you know, especially with basketball, which is huge. Man. I'm sure a lot of people try to do, you know, so big ups to that, man. That for real.
Man, je vous dis, les gars, even for guys like you, both of you have a lot to give back when it comes to basketball. Your experiences count. You know, whoever is going to tell you, oh, well, you didn't do this, so, you know, you don't really know. Bro, your experience counts. It does count. And there's a kid out there that's waiting to get taught. And and there's a kid out there that only will respond to Seth, and there's a kid out there that will only respond to Kenny. Fait que je vous dis là, your experiences count, fellas.
Yeah,
know that.
Yeah.
You want to play a game?
Yeah, man. This is at the end we play a little game called I'll play Kenny's game first. Yeah.
Okay.
My game is tu dois nommer ton starting five de tous les temps que tu as joué avec. So point guard à center.
Oh, yeah. Hold up. Let me write this down so I don't Let me write. Okay. Okay. So, mon starting five, right? Que j'ai joué all time. That's easy. I'm joking because that's easy. Point guard, Yul Michel. Best ever. You know, that's my brother. Small forward, shooting guard. I have to say Claude Delma. That's my guy, man. That's forever my guy. Small forward, I have to say.
You can put yourself if you want.
Nah.
I can't put myself, right?
Nah.
Oh, shooting guard. Man, I have to say Mario Joseph. Small forward, Mario Joseph / Randy Alexander. Right? So Mario and Randy are both in the same. Power forward, I have to say definitely my man Rubens. You know, you always need a guy on a team that's gonna give you full energy, that's gonna do the little things that's to me, you know, yeah, man, Rubens most definitely. I could even put Mannix because Mannix is in my starting five lineup, but my bad, fellas. It's my starting five lineup. It depends on who shows up on time. It depends on who shows up on time. It depends on who shows up on time. But Mannix is definitely. I would say if Yule is the point guard, Mannix has to be the backup. It has to be the backup, and my top center is definitely Jonas Pierre.
Okay.
These are my favorites of all time, man.
Okay. This one is called start, bench, and cut. So I'm gonna give you 3 scenarios. You got to start one, bench one, and cut one. All right. So one is going to NMU, going to Northern Michigan University. Another one is playing with the Diamond Ballers. So all your friends that you still probably play with to this day.
Yo, what is going on?
Hold on. All right, and the last one I would say is
Hall of Fame.
You know, Hall of Fame?
Oh,
yeah. Okay, yeah. I'm gonna throw in the Hall of Fame. Be inducted in the Hall of Fame at NMU.
Man.
So go into NMU, being able to play with your brother, inducted.
Come on, man.
Inducted at NMU and Diamond Ballers.
This is a trick question.
Yeah, you gotta start one, bench one, cut one.
Bench one, start one, bench one, and cut one.
Remember, this is going on, you know, a lot of people are watching this. So.
Okay, so start one, bench one. Damn, start one. Damn, will forever be the Diamond Ballers. Forever. Because I wouldn't. Okay. Start one is definitely
Diamond Ballers. Wait, you say started with Diamond Ballers?
Yeah.
Okay. So who you benching?
I start Diamond Baller forever.
Who you benching?
I'm benching going to NMU.
Okay.
I'm benching going to NMU.
Okay.
And I'm cutting the Hall of Fame.
Jeez.
I'm cutting the Hall of Fame. And when I say cutting the Hall of Fame, I'm not trying to be ungrateful.
Mm-hmm.
It's because the other two are decisions that not only made me as a ball player, but they made me who I am.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The award was a reward for the work, you know, and I'm forever grateful for them for recognizing me for that. But Diamond Ballers and going to NMU, Diamond Baller, going to NMU, I'm telling you, like, might be the best decision I ever took in my life. Might be the best decision.
Okay.
But this is a trick question, Seth. Come on, dog.
Yeah.
Don't worry. I'm gonna start thinking about questions.
Yeah. Yo, I
Whenever I
got
see you in the gym, I'm gonna be like, I got one for you, Seth. I got a question for you, Seth.
Yo, I got
pour toi avec une question impossible.
I got one question for you. Another one. Last question.
No, man.
So you played for Diamond Ballers, right?
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of people out there that just wonder. So how did that team become? Where did it start? Who started that team? Where did it start? Because to this day, it's probably one of the best teams ever made. You know.
Yeah, and it started with a bunch of us, same class, guys from 80, 81, 82, 81, right? We started, first of all, we were all kind of scattered, right? Playing at different places. Guys were at Paving, guys at Laval. Mario was in the scolaire circuit. So was Randy. So guys were kind of scattered around, right? Mm. And I remember Yule calling me, and he's like, yo, come, let's go play ball. It's a bunch of us. We're going to play in this tournament, this and that and this and that. So I show up with Yule, and I show up there, and there's like 17 of us. There's Thierry Lindor, Lunzaya, a guy named Michael, may he rest in peace. A guy named Garnett, may he rest in peace. Both two guys that played with me, and we played against each other after, but two great dudes. And then there's Mannix, there's myself, Yule, Rubens, Claude, a bunch of us. So there's 17 of us. We used to call each other the Fun Police. I don't know if you guys ever seen this commercial in the early 2000s. It was a bunch of NBA players. They would go at different courts and just go and play. It was Kevin Garnett, Jason Kidd, a bunch of guys go at different courts, and they would get out of the yellow bus and play, and they used to call themselves the Fun Police. And that's what we did too. And one Saturday, it's all of us from the Fun Police at Pagé, right? So we're playing, and then we don't know how to split the teams. And then Jonas comes up, and Jonas is like, yo, we're going to play the Laval guys against the Montreal guys. We was like, shit, we're already five. We're from the same neighborhood. Jonas, Yule, Claude, Rubens, and myself, we're from Saint Francois. So we're like, shit, all right, we'll play the Laval guys. And Mario and Randy, they were more in love with the way we played the game. So they were like, yo, we're going to be subs with you guys. So we was like, all right, cool, whatever. So we play against all the guys, Mannix, Garnett, Mike, Thierry Lindor, a bunch of other guys. We're playing. And then when we start playing, we're going back and forth. And at one point, Jonas started throwing the diamond up like that. But Jay-Z, I came out with the joint first with the Rockefeller. So we was like, no, we don't want to put the hands like, we want to do like this. We put both of the L's together, Laval and Laval, and makes the diamond. So we were like, all right. So next thing you know, we just started to be like, yo, that's what we're going to call each other, Diamond Ballers, man. Diamond Ballers. And now, when we're going to go play the tournaments, it's going to be us seven. It's going to be us seven we're going to go play, right? And we started play tournaments, us seven, and we just started to whoop butt everywhere we went. But the first place we started to play at was the Rec. Every Monday, every Wednesday, and Saturdays, you could come to the Rec from 7 to 9 and come get this work. And we was giving out work. And after that, we went to a tournament. My brother was actually playing on another team. And he was in the car with us. And I remember telling, he's going to be mad for me. He's going to be mad I'm telling this story. He's in the car with us, and we're about to go play the semifinal against his team. And I tell him, bro, first of all, you're going to get this work, but you should never be playing with no one else ever again but us. You're going to play with us for the rest of you. After this game, You're playing with us. He was like, he was in the car driving. So imagine the dude is driving us to the car, to the tournament, and we're in the car like, yo, I'm sorry for what we're about to do to you and your team, but it's all good, bro. After that, you're joining us. So that's how the whole Diamond Baller kind of like took birth. And...
Puis pourquoi ça a arrêté? Juste une dernière question. Pourquoi ça a arrêté?
Le Diamond?
Ouais.
Man, we just got old, bro.
Y'all didn't make any room for the next generation to come take over?
Et puis tu sais quoi, Seth? We should be ashamed of ourselves for that. That, Salah, me being here with both of you, I'm like, come on, man. Yeah. Like we did that forever. When we're all together and we talk basketball and that happens a lot because you know we're not only we're not only teammates, we're legitimate friends. Like these are my real friends. And bro, like sometimes we say the only thing we did with two things we did bad. First thing was not have a junior team that would follow us. We tried. We had Jiggy, Chris, Joe. They were always hanging around us, but we didn't really like put things together. When I know there could have been you, Kenny, Kemi, Jackie, Jack Lee, a bunch of guys we could have took like, oh, yo, these guys are going to follow us. And everywhere we go, we're going to play in the opens. They're going to play in the class and we're just going to kill everybody. Mm-hmm. But that's the first thing we did bad. The second thing we did bad was not have a female team associated with us, because there was one team that was killing everybody on the women's side. Nastasha, Debbie, may she rest in peace. Debbie, Tasha, Tanisha, Lizanne. We should have made a whole coalition because all these people, and I'm including both of you, you guys all understood the mentality. Mm-hmm. So we should have took everybody and formed this whole thing. But, you know, now years later, you know, I'm the one that kept on playing. Yule is the one that kept on playing. Then life just took its course for everybody. So, you know, c'est pour ça que ça a comme un peu arrêté, mais ça a vraiment jamais arrêté, you know, parce que Yule et moi, on est still là en train de représenter, mais quand même, c'est pas toute l'équipe. Par contre, you know, la vie. Des fois, on se demande, yo, what happened to such and such? Why isn't such and such? Bro, the real answer is just life.
Life, huh?
There's no other thing than life. Mais crois-moi, Kenny, si on pouvait retourner et savoir qu'on pouvait continuer et changer des trucs, on aurait fait des équipes juniors et puis on aurait fait des équipes de femmes. On se serait associé avec l'équipe de femmes pour que le nom lives on, you know?
Okay.
Well, listen, Ricky, thank you for being on here, man. Appreciate hearing your path, the story, your basketball. A lot of people are going to watch this and finally know, what made Ricky, and, a lot of people are wondering, a lot of people are asking us, when we get Ricky on this show, and we got you now, so definitely a lot of people are going to watch this, man, and appreciate, man, being on here. And for real, thank you for paving the way for basketball, Quebec basketball especially.
Man, bro, both of you guys, thank you for having me. And again, I will repeat, man, thank you for the job you guys are doing, for the work you're doing, talking to the old and the new. I see you got both flavors on the show, and that's what it's about. C'est ça qu'il faut faire. Il faut qu'on se tienne ensemble. Il faut qu'on fasse des trucs, and we show that love is at the forefront of what we're doing. We're not doing this for profit. Mm-hmm. I didn't come here and ask you guys, yo, if I do this podcast, how much you're gonna pay me, or it's not. That's not what it's about. It's about kids understanding and inspiring. Tu comprends? Puis ce que vous faites, c'est inspirant là. Puis je vous garantis que à cause que vous avez commencé paving the way, talking basketball, vous allez inspirer d'autres gens à faire the basketball shows and getting the old and the new perspectives and stuff like that. But guys, big shout out to you guys and good job on whatever you're doing with this show. Je trouve que c'est vraiment dope. You deserve all the praise that's coming your way, guys.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, merci, man. It means a lot, man, coming from you.
It's real talk, man.
Merci. Il y a beaucoup de personnes qui vont regarder ça puis qui vont apprendre, comme ça t'as dit, de toi, Diamond Ballers, de pourquoi t'as été à cette école-là, pourquoi t'as choisi Momo, Pascal Jobin. Il faut donner les fleurs à Pascal Jobin pendant que...
Facts, while he's still here, facts. Puis tu sais, si je peux donner un petit word d'inspiration à la fin, you know, sometimes they say I preach a little bit, but you know, the kids out there, and some of the kids are going to talk to you sometimes about that, and they're going to wonder, yo, where should I go? What should I do? Da-da-da-da-da. Tell the kids, man, go where they want you. You know, go play at somewhere they want you. You know, they have a plan for you. They want. Tu sais, moi, quand j'ai fait la décision d'aller à Northern Michigan, beaucoup de monde va me dire, yeah, mais t'es allé D2. You know, you were D2. J'ai dit, yeah, but that D2, they were ready to sacrifice everything for me, you know? So it was a no-brainer for me. When they said, yo, you come here, we're going to put you in an apartment with your brother, we're going to set up this, we're going to set up this and this and this. You know, they came here, they met with my family, they met with now kids think that it's a given. No, it's not. It absolutely not. Especially the ones that really want to do this and that really want to go far, and you really want to have a career. Rien n'est donné. Everything, tout se mérite. Et puis, quand tu vas à un endroit parce que les gens, ils te veulent pour de vrai, là. Tu vas le savoir. Je peux pas te dire exactement, oh, this is when you know they want you. No. Your gut feeling is going to tell you. You're going to feel it. You're going to know. You know, know what you want to do. Do you want to go out there to leave a mark, to do something big, or do you just want to go out there to have a scholarship to say, yo, I went to the big time school? Yeah, but okay, you went to the big time school, but was it really what you wanted?
Yeah.
Sitting on the bench, was it really what you wanted? Or did you want to play? You know, fake. You know, quand vous parlez avec les kids, là, ayez pas peur de leur dire the truth about this thing. Tu sais, Kenny, I know you, je connais ton parcours, là. Puis, tu sais, je sais que toi, t'as pris des décisions d'aller à des endroits que nobody would have thought. Mais quand je suis allé dans le Cape, là, they know Kenny. Puis moi, j'étais content de dire, hey, you know Kenny. I like that. J'étais comme, I like that. They know you. Parce que tu as pris la décision that was best for you. You know, you went somewhere where you could trust the people. Puis ça, tu pouvais pas le savoir au début, but you have to trust your gut instinct. You feel what I'm saying? C'est ça, man. Anyway, guys, thank you for having me, man.
Appreciate it.
But Seth and Kenny, that question, that cut bench, it's a trick question, man.
Yeah, man. Listen, man. Anyways, so to everyone listening, don't forget to subscribe to our channel.
Nice.
And once again, I'm Seth Moore, aka SA.
Kenny, aka KJL.
And stay tuned for our next episode.